This is actually a difficult question because even though we know once we get to WrestleMania that a lot of this is going to pay off and it's going to be really great action in Las Vegas. But I mean, it starts with Cody and Cena because I believe that the intensity has ratcheted up even more so. I think the verbal back and forth between the two was great, a little inside, but I think all three of us like that. And so there's some things that I think that was shoot, some things that probably was part of the story. I think that was great. And then I get a little stuck because I look at this three-way dance with Rollins, Reigns, and Punk, and even though Rollins just absolutely just went crazy, thinking that Punk does not deserve the opportunity to be in the WrestleMania main event night one, I think that matchup is going to deliver. And then I get even more stuck because we've seen Gunther and Uso in the ring so much. It's like, dude, like, is this match ever going to take place? We've seen them so much in this build. It's kind of like the only new level to it is that Jimmy Uso got his ass whooped and he bled on Monday night. So some of these matches
he bled like John Moxley.
Yeah, I mean, and again on Raw, which is a whole different WWE than we're used to, right? So there's two matches in particular, but I'm stuck for a third, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. So to me, I flipped those top two. We've talked about how that triple threat doesn't need to be a triple threat with Roman, Rollins, Punk. Any combination of those three one-on-one is the Mania main event. Instead, we get a triple threat. To me, I'm most interested in that because of the Heyman aspect, because of the favor, because the way they've been playing that up. I thought it was an awesome ending to SmackDown. They were not exactly timed out too well. It was a little up against the break, even though it was a tape show. But besides that, like, I'm invested in that and seeing what it is, and that's because of Paul Heyman. I'm sort of expecting him to turn on Roman, and Paul Heyman becomes that much more interesting. So to me, that tops my list over Cena and Cody right now.
I'm again because I don't even know if I would put. I mean, by default, I think Roman, Punk, and Rollins ends up on the list because, as you said, and again, we've talked about it at length here on GKW. Any combination of a one-on-one match all the way in the triple threat. Despite them trying to explain it the best that they can, still just it feels a little too forced for me. It just I haven't quite been able to connect. Hood, to your point, I thought the promo battle was great. Like, we finally got those two face to face, and I know we talked about this last week. Hey, have Cody come out first and dictate the terms. Well, Cody didn't come out first, but he came out before John Cena said a word. So then we got that pretty good back and forth. And again, John Cena hasn't lost his fastball on the microphone, stepping up and some of the things he said. My favorite being, it's not where your tattoo is, it's what your tattoo is that says it about that tells us all we need to know about you. I thought that was fantastic. So Cena certainly still had his fastball when it came to going back and forth with someone on a promo. So one for me, without a doubt, is Cena versus Rhodes because, I mean, John is really interesting. I'm curious to see how they do this. If The Rock somehow gets involved, Drew McIntyre is laying in the weight out there saying he's got something interesting with The Rock coming. So I don't know if he gets involved. And then we get some sort of faction with Cena, The Rock, and Drew McIntyre. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, KO versus Randy Orton, I'm into that, man. Like, I am really into that, especially with Randy talking about potentially bringing an old move back that we haven't seen in God knows how long. Talking about how he wants to punt, Kevin Orton's head off. But now he's like, hey, I want to go up against Kevin Orton, but maybe I'm coming for that championship too. Like, is he getting too distracted by other things because he's going to have his hands full with KO? And the way that KO even came out a couple weeks ago trying to apologize to Randy, saying, hey, look, my bad, didn't mean to do that. I overreacted. Everybody else deserved it. You didn't deserve it. Randy rejecting that. Like, it hasn't been a long build. And maybe that's why it's even ahead of, as you mentioned, Gunther and Jey Uso for me. But I think number 2 on my list is KO versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, you think about, and a lot of this that we're talking about is based on promos and hype. That's what we're talking about here. When we think about KO, not just on TV, but also on digital, him just kind of going nuts. Like, I just can't wait to punt his head off his shoulders. Can't wait to get after Kevin Owens. It's very interesting. I think that, I guess one of the reasons why that we don't have Charlotte and Tiffy on our list in the top 3 is because Tiffy has been run over and over and over again by Charlotte. It's not even close, man. So that's why I'm like, it seems like it's seed 1 versus seed 16 that Charlotte should be able to run right through Tiffany Stratton and win the championship. and maybe it'll go the opposite way. But I know from a promo standpoint, Tiffany needs a lot of work. I mean, WWE didn't do no favors for Tiffany Stratton in that promo battle with Charlotte.
Brian, you don't want to hear this because I know how much I know how much you love Tiffy and you want to see Tiffy go over. She can't.
No,
she can't go over after what we have seen on television. No, she's not. I mean, again, good on her that she got that moment for that championship. But when she stepped up to one of the 4 horsewomen, the game does not measure up. She is not ready for that.
Like, I was disappointed when Charlotte won because, like, oh, she's definitely going to win. And now the more we see, like, oh, yeah, she's totally going to win. And also, is this them admitting they might have botched the Rumbles? Neither of them are main eventing or really going to be anywhere close to the main event.
I've seen, I don't think so. Like, I've seen the I guess, backlash online. And again, online is going to overreact to most things anyway. Like, it's not every year that somebody winning the Rumble ends up. I know it's been that way recently, but I mean, Rock and Cena main evented, WrestleMania, and they planned that literally 365 days in advance, right? Like, there is a history of WrestleMania. Roman versus Undertaker, not that long ago, main evented WrestleMania. That didn't have a championship involved. That did not have a winner of the Royal Rumble involved. I mean, we had a tag team match, for crying out loud, a couple of years ago, main event night 1. Like, just because you win the Rumble doesn't mean you get to main event Mania. You get your championship match,
Sure.
But it doesn't mean that you're going to be main eventing Rumble. I believe, Seth Rollins won the Rumble, and he was going up against Brock Lesnar, and because he was going up against Brock, guess where it was? Kicked off the damn show. Like, it couldn't be any further from the main event. It started the damn show, and that was, 6 years ago? So there's plenty of examples of people winning the Rumble.
I think since we've gone 2 nights, it's the first time that neither Rumble winner has been in an actual main event.
Sure, but like,
well,
I guess
that's very telling, isn't it? That's very telling. So, because I'll make the case right now. As much as I think it'll be cool to see Rollins, Reigns, and Punk in the ring, I don't know if that's a night 1 main event. I don't know it is, but then,
what is?
But then again, as I say that, semicolon, I can't put Charlotte and Tiffy in that spot.
Nope.
And with Jey Uso and Gunther, even though that they've gone round and round and round to the point where I can't wait for that match to take place. I mean, I know that the crowd's going to be into it when Jey wins. Is that worthy of night 1? Maybe it is over that 3-way. Maybe it is.
I mean, it was Rhea and Bianca. Like, that was your night 1 main event. It was right there for you. It's 2 faces of the company. You could run with it. And now they've made that convoluted. And no disrespect to Io, but again, with the triple threat, it's like lazy booking where it's like, we're not really going to tell too much of a story here.
But again, like, I feel like you could go, if you went Io versus Rhea.
Yes.
Like, that easily could have been night 1 main event material too.